Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we do have Juice spawning here as the yellow, I was going to say gold Zerg, down in the bottom left on Tal'Darim altar, and we have Magnum going to be spawning as the orange Protoss up in the top left. And ultimately, I think I was going to say Gold Zerg because there's a player called Slayer's Golden, and when I was casting the Clash of the Houses events for CSN, I had to cast a lot of Golden's matches, and ultimately he was always the yellow Zerg. So whenever I see a yellow Zerg, I always think of Slayer's Golden. Bless him. So yeah, that small story, but oh well. So we do have Magnum looking to gear up for a Forge Fast Expand, also strong on this map, and I've got to say I really like that decision. I love this map, it's my favourite map, and PvZ is my favourite matchup. So hey, the world is perfect for me right now. I am loving this so much. Juice right now just going to be droning up. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see him maybe go for a hatch first, but at the same time that Forge will be up very fast for Magnum, so he does bear the risk of it being cannoned, and we will have to see if that does end up occurring. At the same time, though, he could go for a very similar standard opening to the ones he's been doing before with that he did in the past game, and we do see that Forge is going to be going down right now, and you know, he's going to be able to scout this, and this is the advantage really of the what's it called, the double scout. There we go. This is the advantage of the double scout, just being able to know where your opponent is, see that they're going for that Forge Fast Expand, and now the fact that Juice has seen that Forge Fast Expand, you know, he's not going to go for that expansion just so quickly due to the fact that it can be cannoned. Going to be going for that extractor and that spawning pool very nicely there, and Juice Overlord going the wrong direction, but who cares right now, hey? And once again, thank you very much for chat, for showing your support for me. I really appreciate that. And oh yeah, I did have a thread on Battle.net. I haven't updated that for a while. I really should do, now that I'm streaming and stuff. Thank you for reminding me of that, Charjak. So now, Juice looking around here, just going to be seeing when the Nexus does go down. In fact, he's actually doing a very good job of blocking the Nexus here. No, don't! Oh! You could have blocked the Nexus for so long. That would have been fantastic. And yeah, so Juice not doing too bad a job there. Going to be stealing the extractor for some reason, and indeed will want to get out of there anytime soon. Going to be continuing to harass this probe. Interesting choices, and getting a few Zerglings out. I really wouldn't be surprised if we see the expansion go down for him anytime soon, just to deny, you know, the Protoss from getting a very strong economic lead. So we do have a little bit of a wall incoming from Magnum at the same time. You know, the big kind of like scariness, the big scary thought in my mind when I actually go for this, and yeah, I've just seen it right now, is what happens if a Baneling Bust comes? What happens if a Baneling Bust hits this pylon and cannons? And that is what I call bad news bears. And, you know, without actually looking at the production tab whilst I was thinking about that, we do indeed have a Baneling Nest coming down. So, you know, Zergling speed is going to be coming on the way as well. So this is looking like this could be a very very bad situation for Magnum. This Baneling Nest is coming out very early. He's going to have a lot of Banelings out in order to be able to deal with this, and this could just be a very quick GG, and Juice could go 2-1 up very fast. So no more drones actually coming out here for Juice at this point, continuing to inject, continuing to produce those Zerglings, and at this point it's very rare for a Protoss to actually have any units out, especially the one unit he would need, which would be a Sentry, in order to be able to force field. So despite the wall being nicely chunky here, this is a big weakness. He only needs this pylon to go down. There's a little bit of a gap there, and it looks like Magnum is actually going to be throwing down a third cannon as well. So I mean, considering, depending on when actually this hits, he could do a lot of damage with these cannons. 3 cannons is quite nice in order to be able to hold this off, but we'll have to see what does happen. Basically, he just needs to blow the hole, then run by into the main, as opposed to just sticking around in the natural. So sending a lone Zergling there, he does see what's going on. He sees the 2 cannons, he sees the 3rd cannon warping in. Will he follow through with this? He doesn't have many Zerglings here to be able to actually go for the run by. A few more coming up here, but that's really not as many as we would like to see. A lone sentry is now out, so he could force field this area. That is going to be the pivotal moment in this encounter. The Banelings are coming in, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the killing blow, and actually even rallying them from position to position. And oh, they do a huge huge amount of damage, and the hugely nice force field there. But this now, the one cannon is underpowered, going to be trying to wall in again, but that wall in is not solid. There's a lone gap there he could just run through, and he does. Oh my god, that's a blunder by Magnum. He really didn't think that there was going to be a gap there, and that could be GG right there. There is nothing powering this lone cannon. He's going to take out so many probes, continuing to rally in Zerglings from the bottom. 2 more gateways are in production, but no units coming out here for Magnum, and as the lone Zergling does run in, oh, he throws down the second pylon, and now these Zerglings are going to have a really hard time actually getting through there. This could be very interesting. He did get a lot of probe kills, and did actually get to see what is going on in the base of Magnum. Going to be probably warping in some going to be making some more banelings, but now Magnum is taking the precautions to actually deal with banelings. So he's going to be expanding behind this juice. He realizes, he sees that this wall off is extremely robust, and now maybe moving back ever so slightly. Just going to leave. This is such good play from Juice, leaving a lone Zergling in the front to see if any pushes do come along anytime soon. But at the same time now, Juice just pulling back, not committing to any crazy second baneling bust, as this wall is now very, very strong. So, meanwhile, Sentry is going to be killing this. And wow, actually that Zergling almost took out that pylon. That would have been fantastic if it was able to get that pylon on its own. But yeah, that Sentry eventually finished that off with the help of his little friends. And now Juice playing smartly here, going to be expanding to hidden locations in order to be able to boost his economy ever so just even more. And you know, Magnum really can't push out right now. He's on the defensive. He is afraid of another baneling bust. Although that being said, hitting this pylon and then that pylon with banelings, especially if they had speed, could be very, very strong. And now actually taking out his cybernetics core, going to be throwing down a second one in his main. And ooh, it looks like we're going to see another 6-gate push here from Magnum. It really feels like he's kind of refined this 6-gate push, and it's a very like strong staple of his metagame in general. So I mean, the 6-gate push, you know, no discredit to him. Very, very strong push, etc. Very, very strong against if Zerg is going for Spire. Get that hallucination out. Scout around in the base of the Zerg. If you see a Spire, go for the 6-gate push. Insta win. And you know, it's just a case of what he's going to do at this point. Magnum is going to be walling himself back in. Very smart play, in my opinion, as the threat could always loom. As the initial harassment is just such a, it's a psychological advantage, and going into a best of 5 like this, you need all the psychological advantages you can get. So now it looks like Magnum is going to be pushing out with what looks like a pretty scary force. There are quite a few Zerglings out here down to the south, a few Spine Crawlers as well, and he's going to be hitting this position. But this third Spine Crawler and fourth Spine Crawler probably will be not done in time, and these Zerglings are way out of position, although they are extremely fast, so he'll be able to reinforce there. And now it's a case of whether or not he can actually get the damage done on the Sentries and Stalkers as opposed to the Zealots. So now pushing in here, the Zerglings are going to have to come from the back. They do indeed. Probably not wisely going to be focusing down that. They are doing a significant amount of damage to those Stalkers and actually trying to get a surround on them. But there's good force fields here, and all the Zerglings fall so very, very fast. And now this is looking very, very scary here for Juice, and yeah, Juice did deny that first pylon, but the second pylon was used to be able to deal so much damage. And Nidusworm is going up, but it's not going to be enough. This is just too much, and Juice is going to take Magnum is going to take this game by the looks of things, and going to go 2-1 up in this series. And wow, Magnum actually, yeah, really nice defense in general.